We are happy to be joined by Drew Monti here at the Meadowlands, making his debut. Is that right?
Yep, absolutely.
Not even a qualifying race?
Nope, debut.
First time ever behind. Okay, now how long have you been thinking about driving at the Meadowlands?
Oh, I mean, as long as you've been watching it on TV, right? That's always the final goal, is to get here. Making a reality, not until lately.
Okay, give us a little background on where you're from and your family involvement in harness racing.
I'm from Buffalo, New York. My family's been in it for 3 generations on both sides. My grandfather and father, we all race at Batavia Downs and Buffalo Raceway mostly. We got a barn of horses, and I've been driving for about 3.5 years now. So.
Have you graduated to the to be one of the go-to guys for the sire stakes when they come to town?
You know, I don't know if you could say that, but I've had way more experience than I have this past year. And, you know, I got a chance to win one this year, which was amazing, and, you know, baby steps.
There are guys like Jimmy Morrow and Wally Hennessy who basically made a career out of you know, winning those kind of races in a way.
Absolutely,
you know?
absolutely.
Yeah. That's not a bad. That's a nice circuit there to have in
It
New York.
is. That's a nice gig to have, and, you know, it's usually good horses and good people, and that's all you can ask for.
7-winner night at Batavia. How much of that was you? How much of that was good horses? How much of that was good happenstance?
A lot of it was good horses, good trainers. You know, I did my job, but they did theirs as well. And, you know, I had some breaks too, and that's what happens.
Got to put them in the right spot there.
Absolutely.
Did somebody by the name of Tim Boyarsky help you at all? Tell me about that.
Oh, for sure. That's my uncle. He's done anything
He's a good man.
You could ask.
He's a good man.
To help me out. You know, he's publicity, the whole nine. Very good man.
Now in the Meadowlands, you said you haven't driven here before. Tonight, it looks like you have 9 drives here, starting in race 2 with Virgil Kane at 12-1. Have you looked over your assignments? Tell us about that.
You know, I glanced. I don't know the track that well. I don't know the horses that well. So, you know, it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve, I think. But, you know, racing's racing. You got to put them in the right spot, and you got to get the job done. So.
How does that work in terms of telling trainers that you're going somewhere, the awareness of trainers knowing you're going to be here? Do you tell them? Do they ask you? How does that work?
I talk to people I know. I drove for Rick Dane in the sire stake. They actually contacted me when they heard I was coming here. I talked to Joe Scavera. He doesn't have anything in the box this week, but he's another one. But the rest of it was just kind of by the seat of my pants.
Before the interview started, I asked him, has he carried his share of water buckets up until now? I will ask that one live. Have you?
Absolutely.
You can't get to this point, can you?
You can't get to this point without carrying water buckets. There's no way. There's no way.
Now, you watched the Meadowlands show as a kid and stuff like that. Any idols, any guys you saw, you said, geez, I'd like to be just like him?
Definitely look up to Brian Sears, you know, a longtime Meadowlands guy. Tim Tetrick for sure. A good friend of mine, Tony Morgan, I look up to him a lot. He races Delaware now, but definitely a lot of guys. I mean, a lot of guys.
You know, the Rising Star Award sounds like kind of a young guy award, but remember, Dave Miller was 30 when he won in 1994. Right. Brian Sears won in 91. He was 23. Stefan Bouchard was 35.
Right.
I think Corey was 36 when he won a couple. So you got plenty of time for that.
Oh, yeah. I think, you know, it depends on when you break out and personal improvement. It doesn't really hinge on age only.
When you went to college at Canisius, I see you majored in economics. Were you going to college for something specific, or was that something you were going to do in addition to the horses?
You know, it's no secret. You always got to have a backup plan. You never know what's going to happen with this. As much as I love it, and as much as I want to be in it, you just gotta have a backup plan. That was always family, value.
Now, if you, I'm looking at Master of Excuses, Post 1 and Race 4, 7-2. Do we have a song ready for you in case you win? Prepared?
Yeah, they prepared it. I told them I'd be extremely happy to hear it. I hope I can.
We had a driver in the mid-'80s. His name was Dave Rankin. He won his first 3 Meadowlands races all in the same night.
Really?
I wonder if Drew Monti has something like that up his sleeve. What do you think?
That would be unbelievable. That's what I can tell you.
Are the guys from home watching?
Absolutely. They're all watching tonight.
Now, what is it? When some people here are not that familiar with the Batavia schedule, tell us about that.
It's Wednesday, Friday, Saturday right now. We just finished up December 17th, and we moved to Buffalo Raceway in January. But it's usually 3 days a week through the winter, and then it's 4 days a week in the summertime.
I think this is the first driving win right here.
Oh,
tell us where you are.
Oh, I'm right in the middle of the racetrack.
Okay, now what were you thinking at this point?
I can't believe I'm going to win.
There we go.
I think that was like my second lifetime start or something. I was jacked up.
How old were you at that point?
What's that?
How old were you when you won your first?
18 years old.
18 years old. Okay. Do you get a little bit of like kind of like a an adrenaline burst after that first win?
100%. You still get one.
Yeah. Winning never gets old, does it?
Never gets old.
You know, I was talking to Tim Tetrick last night, and I mentioned your name, and I found out that you are associated with New Vocations. Tell us about that.
Yes, that is correct. They're a retirement farm in Ohio, run by most of the Morgan family, Dot Morgan, Charlie Morgan. They place horses that need to be retired. They're great people. They placed over 100 horses this year so far, 100 standardbred specifically, and they do a great job. Anytime I can help them out or send horses to them, I do.
I tell you what, if you're going to pattern yourself after driving and Tim Tetrick and Tony Morgan's name come up, that's a lot of W's right there.
Absolutely. Those are good guys to look up to, no doubt.
So what's right now, what's the one thing you're looking for? What's the one thing right now that has surprised you when you're walking around the Meadowlands for the first time that you didn't expect?
It's very nice. It's very nice. There's a lot of nice people and people that care about the sport, and you don't see that everywhere you go. And
okay.
It's very nice to see.
Yeah, we have some young drivers here who are doing pretty well too. You would fit in nicely. You ever thought about that?
Absolutely. And I know Marcus, I know Joe Bongiorno pretty well. They're great guys. That would be very cool.
Well, Drew Monti, we want to thank you for stopping by. 9 assignments tonight. We'll see if we can get a couple W's. And
absolutely.
It won't take us long to remember the song that they play your name, as long as we hear it a couple times.
Exactly. Let's hope.
Good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.